Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, look, we are seen meeting, interacting with the people. We are, silently trying to understand other people, but we are not much working or interested in understanding ourselves better. That is the reason that we are not as effective in getting out of ourselves whatever we want to get, because we are unable to understand ourselves better. Today we are going to talk about how can we do it well. So there are certain questions which we need to ask ourselves, rather which we need to keep asking ourselves. The purpose is to understand us better, so that once we do understand us better, we are better able to get the maximum out of our own life. So, my dear friend, these are questions, and these are 25 questions. Each one of us need to ask ourselves. And what the first question is, what are my strengths and weaknesses? What are my strengths and weaknesses? Here there is a SWOT analysis. What are my strengths and what kind of opportunities might get in my life? What kind of weaknesses are there in me? And then because of those weaknesses, what kind of threats are there to me? So that is called SWOT analysis. First one thing is that what are my strengths and weaknesses? The second question is what are my core values? What are my core values? Values. Although I'm trying to live a good life, I'm trying to achieve certain good things in my life by but by by living my life, by trying to achieve what I want to achieve. What kind of thing I do have to take care of? So that is the second question. That is the second question. What are my core values? The third is how do I handle stress? Yes, how do I handle stress? The stress is something which I think each one of us have to come across. Each one of us have to encounter and face. So there must be a strategy to deal with the stress. So the question is, so how do I handle my stress? The fourth is, what are my short term and long term goals? What are my short term and long term goals? The fifth is, how do I define success? What is the meaning of success to me? Now, the sixth question is, what activities bring me joy? What activities bring me joy? And what activities rather make me feel unhappy and sad? What activities bring me joy? The seventh is, how do I cope with a failure? If at all the stress is something which we do come across every now and then, the failure too is a great factor in our life. So we need to understand that how do I face the failure. While here in my channel, I keep telling the people, my viewers, my subscribers, that we need to take it as a teacher, as a coach, and we can learn a lot because of our failure. The failure should be taken as a stepping stone, not the opposite of success. So it is, how do I cope with the failure? Now the eighth question is, am I introvert or extrovert? Am I introvert or extrovert, or maybe an ambivert? So that is what we need to understand, whether I do like to socialize much with the people, or I like it very little. So that is, or something in moderation, somewhere in the moderation. Am I an introvert or extrovert? The ninth question is, what motivates me to get out of bed in the morning? So that is also very some, what motivates me? What is the motive? Why do I want to come out and take on the opportunities, or get busy? So that is the ninth question. The tenth is, how do I handle conflict? The conflict will be there every now and then. The question is, or at least several times in our life. So the conflict is there. How do I handle conflict? Maybe several times in a single year. And now the 11th is, what role does gratitude play in my life? Do I keep complaining and criticizing, or I'm grateful person? What role? what role does gratitude play in my life? The 12th question is, what are my passions and interests? We need to understand what are my interests. So I need to make it. I need to make it as a hobby. What are my passions? The passions I love doing. I crave for that. So that is my passion. What are my passions and interest in life? Now the 13th question is, how do I prioritize my time? The time is very important. The time is life. Now the question is, how can I make the better use of it? By prioritizing it. How do I prioritize my time? The 14th question is, what does a fulfilling life look like to me? What does a fulfilling life look like to me? Now the 15th question is, how do I take care of my physical health? How do I take care of my physical health? Health is wealth. Health must be the top priority. Somehow, we need to ask ourselves, how do I take care of my physical health? Now the 16th is, what is my attitude toward money? The money, of course, we are seen struggling and surviving for the money most of the time. So that is why we need to define it. What is my attitude toward money? The 17th is, how do I nurture? How do I nurture my my mental well-being? Or do I nurture my mental well-being? I need to keep myself comfortable mentally. So what I do. What I do for that. That is, how do I nurture my mental well-being? 18th question is, what kind of relationships do I value? What kind of relationships do I value? So now the 19th is, am I a goal setter or more spontaneous? Am I a goal setter or more spontaneous? Now the 20th is, how do I express creativity? How do I express creativity? The 21 is, what role does spirituality play in my life? What role does spirituality play in my life? Now the 22nd question is, how do I handle change? How do I handle change? That is also because the change is invincible. The only thing which is permanent here in this world, that thing is called change.